I want to take the time to introduce you to EdPuzzle. This is part of Liberty University Online's Education 633, presented by Amanda Yarbrough. Does your classroom resemble this when you use a video? I teach junior high science, and every time I would play a video, unless I had my students engaged in something, they looked a lot like this. Sometimes I would have my students write 10 facts from the video, but most of the time I found out the information that they got out of the video was not the same thing that I wanted them to get out of the video. Then a friend told me, you need EdPuzzle. So what is EdPuzzle? EdPuzzle is a video-based assessment program that allows teachers to assign videos to watch and creates quizzes within the program to assess student learning. Why should you use EdPuzzle? Teachers can assess students on information that they feel is important in the video instead of collecting a list of random facts that the students wrote down as they were taking notes that may or may not be relevant to the content. The videos can be cropped within the program, so only the section that you as the teacher want to use is used without having to watch the entire video for only 5 minutes of material that you want. The students are actively engaged in watching the video, knowing that they're going to be answering questions throughout it instead of just at the end. And research has shown that material learned in small chunks is retained more than listening to a lecture for a long period of time and then quizzed at the end. So what does an EdPuzzle look like? This is one that I found as a general use template on EdPuzzle that anybody can use. This was already created by someone and put out there for anybody to use.
I'm a bacteria. You find us everywhere. We help you a lot. The yogurt that you eat, we help you to make it. The nitrogen is fixed in the soil by us. We're also in your digestive system. We help in digesting the food. We are very tiny. Like viruses, we are also called microbes, as we are too small, and most of us can only be seen under a microscope. You people also call us germs, but that is wrong. We are so helpful, we should not be called germs. Yes, a few of us are bad, but most of us are good for humans. Let me tell you a very strange thing about us. Strange, yes. You know, we also have a target in life. We just want to double. We keep doubling, doubling, and doubling. This way, we keep increasing. Now, a few of us are really bad for you. Bad bacteria are called pathogens. They cause a lot of diseases. Pathogens can cause pneumonia, tuberculosis, cholera, plague, rickets, and more. Bacteria can enter your body through your nose, mouth, or from broken skin. Haha, scared? Don't worry, we can't make you sick every time we enter your body. Your immune system has white blood cells. They are police for guarding your body against us. Once they find or see a bad bacteria, they whistle and they name us antigens. Then they send antibodies to kill us. Sometimes you get a fever. Your body temperature goes up, and enemy bacteria are killed due to high temperature. So fever protects you from bacterial infections. Yes, you can also get vaccinated. Vaccines produce lots of antibodies in your body, and when they enter your body, these antibodies help your immune system to kill bad bacteria. You can also take antibiotics in capsules. They kill the enemy bacteria. And yes, you can avoid us. You should keep washing your hands. You should cover the wound with a...
So let's get started on making your own EdPuzzle. You're going to go to www.edpuzzle.com and you're going to click on Teacher Start Now. This is the easiest way to get started. Next, you're going to create an account. You can create an account by signing in with Google+, Edmodo, or your email address. Enter what you teach and your school name, and then click Join. After logging into Edpuzzle, you will be brought to a screen that looks like this. Here you may search for a video or paste the URL for the video that you want if you know where it's located. You also have the option to upload your own video if you've recorded one that you want to use. And for this demonstration, I'm going to be searching for a video on dwarf planets because this is what my students are studying right now. After it loads, it gives me several places that I can choose from to use a video. The first place is Edpuzzle, and this is where Edpuzzles have already been created by other users, and they've been put out there for us to use. I can also use a video from YouTube, from Khan Academy, LearnZillion, National Geographic, TED Talks, Vertasium, Numberphile, Crash Course, and Vimeo. In this case, I'm going to be using a video that I found on YouTube called Meet the 5 Dwarf Planets, and I'm going to select Use It. Once I've chosen my video, now I can start playing with my video to create my Edpuzzle. I have already watched this video, so I know that I only need from 30 seconds to 4 minutes and 12 seconds of this video. So down at the bottom, I can crop my video by using the sliders. So I'm going to set the first slider to be at 30 seconds into my video. And I'm going to set the second slider to go back to 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Then I'm ready to move on. One of the things about Edpuzzle is that if you need to use 2 different spots of the video, you cannot do it on the same presentation. You have to create one Edpuzzle for the first spot that you want to use, and then create a second Edpuzzle for the second spot you want to use. Next, you can choose to record an audio track. With an audio track, you can add things to the video that you want to explain in your own words that may not be very clear to your students, or you can add additional information. To do this, you can click on the microphone button, allow it to use your microphone, and then record whatever it is that you want the students to know. To do this, if you want to have an audio track, you do have to record the audio of the whole video to be able to save it. In this case, I am not going to do that, so I am going to I'm going to remove the last recording. Next, I can choose to add an audio note. An audio note is a place where I can stop the video and add something to it, a comment or something that I want to emphasize to my students without the video continuing on. So to add a video note, you're going to come down to the bottom of the taskbar and you're going to click where it has the microphone. And once you click on the microphone, you can begin speaking. So in this case, I'm just going to record a quick introductory message to my students. Today we are going to be talking about dwarf planets. Dwarf planets are smaller than regular planets, but they're just as important in our solar system. Now I'm ready to start adding my questions in. So to add a question in, I will start playing my video, and then I will click on the green question mark at the bottom of the taskbar wherever it is that I want to insert a question. I have already read through or watched this video, and so I have already pre-selected 10 questions that I want to use. So as we're going through this, I will show you how to insert your questions. Today we are going to be talking about dwarf planets. Dwarf planets are smaller than regular planets, but they're just as important in our solar system.
We had a great time exploring the solar system with you so far, and we're not done yet. If you've been joining us for the past few weeks, then you've got to meet all 8 of the planets, the 4 rocky planets and the 4 gas giants. And we've also explored some of the smaller objects that are flying around the solar system, like asteroids and comets. But there's so much more to explore, including some things that, when it comes to their size, are kind of in between. They're smaller than planets, but they're bigger than asteroids. Scientists call them the dwarf planets.
Now that I have the place that I want to put in my question, now I just type it into the box below. Now I can type this as just a regular open-ended question. I could also do this as a multiple choice question and giving my choices with correct answers or wrong answers. Or I can also put a comment there, a text comment in where I want it. In this case, I am just going to be doing an open-ended question. So my first question is going to be, objects that are smaller than planets but bigger than asteroids are called what? Then I'm going to save my question. If you will notice, it says you cannot answer while creating a lesson. So if I was doing a multiple choice question, I could choose my answers that I wanted to put in, but I could not actually answer the question. Once I have my questions in, then I can hit continue.
Dwarf planets are actually a lot like regular planets. They all have basically a round shape, and they travel in a path around the sun. But unlike regular planets,
So my second question is going to be, what are 2 things that are the same about regular planets and dwarf planets? And hit save. Now I can choose to edit my question. So for example, if I noticed that I had a typo in my question, I can go back and edit it and correct that typo. Or if I decided I didn't want the question, that I could also choose to trash it. I like my question, so I'm going to continue on.
dwarf planets are much smaller, and their trip around the sun is probably a lot bumpier. That's because while planets like Earth or Jupiter have a clear path around the sun, dwarf planet paths are full of lots of other stuff, like asteroids. Think of orbits around the sun as being like lanes on a highway. Regular planets have a lane pretty much all to themselves, but dwarf planets are always sharing their lane with lots of other things that are moving around with them. So that's what makes a dwarf planet different from a regular planet. Its size and the amount of stuff that's around it. Even though
Okay, so my third question is going to be, what are 2 things that are different between regular planets and dwarf planets? And save it. Then I can choose to continue. If I was using this for my class, I would finish out the number of questions that I have. Once you are done with your questions, then you're going to hit Save to save everything that you've done, and then click on Finish. At this point, it's going to ask you to assign your lesson to your classroom. At this point, you're going to create your first class. So I'm going to add my class in, and I'm going to assign this to my 7th grade science class. And then I have some choices that I can do. I can prevent skipping, which prevents skipping means that they cannot skip through the video until they have actually answered the question. So they have to go all the way through it without skipping. And then I can also choose to put a due date on it. So I am going to go ahead and do this and hit Send. Then it takes me to a screen that shows that I have assigned this to my 7th grade science class. It puts down that it is due soon because I didn't put a particular due date down. And then it gives me the option to invite my students to watch the video. Next, you're going to invite your students to watch your video. So to do that, you're going to click the button Invite Your Students. And then it gives us 2 ways that the students can join the classroom. They can first join the classroom by entering an account code in their Edpuzzle account if they're a student and you want them to have a student account. Or you can give them this link and you can either email it to them, you can send it by Twitter, or you can assign it in the classroom. In this case, I'm going to choose to send it as an email link. Last of all, you can check your student progress. For example, I created an account, a student account, just for myself, so that way I could go in and assign it to myself. Here I have the assignment, Meet the 5 Dwarf Planets. I've gone in, I've started my my quiz, or my watching the video. It's just that I'm 40% of the way through it. I've answered 3 of my 3 questions, but I have not gotten any of them right. So I can continue my video and go back and try to answer them correctly, or I can choose progress, and it tells me my information. Here, I can also give my students feedback on what my observation about their question is and send it to my students. Now it is your turn. Your assignment for this week is to create an Edpuzzle quiz on Gerardus Mercator. You must crop the video, and you must create at least 5 questions that are included in the video for student assessment. To view the rubric, please click the link below. Good luck!